So this is video 2 of 3 on Tony Robbins UPW analysis. One of the things to highlight here is this was the end of the last video and the beginning of the second video. If you watched the first video, where have you seen that hand expression before? Way back at the start, when he was talking in this case about not seeing things as bad as they are and actually creating an extraordinary life. Now Tony in this case is saying, in this case he's engaging the audience and saying to them, being able to remember that it's worth it to go for what you want, as he's also again firing off that anchor which will have a certain state, in this case a state of most likely desire, to the extraordinary life concept that he set up in the first video.
It's worth it to have a life that's extraordinary and take whatever flack may come from it or have the life you deserve to have, no matter what somebody else thinks about it, right?
Now as he's getting that agreement, he keeps moving the hand forward in this case and beginning obviously to fire off that anchor, and also as he's saying it, moving forward is going to be amplifying that state, and also in this case the buy-in of the audience, as we can hear.
Yes. When you feel
that right there is Tony's famous yes way of him stopping the audience from communicating anymore, and so to speak, and him getting back into communicating. But again, each time he gets the audience, and if you've ever been to Tony Robbins events, you'll notice that the audience participates in that hand slap yes signal. That also gets the audience going yes and getting them engaged.
Good emotionally, does it stimulate your immune system? Does it make you healthy? Yes or no? So physically, you have every reason to feel good. It's called survival. And if you feel bad on a regular basis, does it depress your immune system? Yes or no? You don't need any excuse to feel good.
In this case, Tony's gone through a couple of yet set questions. The interesting thing is that obviously as Tony's presenting, he's charismatic, he's a big guy, he's communicating strongly, he's managing his own state and really holding presence on the stage. The one thing that he's doing is directing your focus as to the questions that he wants you to answer. Now in that case, they're leading to a yes response each time. In effect, you're nullifying the ability to a certain degree of the audience to be able to think differently, because you're captivating their attention and you're focusing them on the kind of responses that you want rather than questioning other areas.
Good, you got to train yourself to do it. That's one of my major objectives to start tonight. You won't finish it tonight because it takes more than 3 hours to do it, but you can get a big jump of momentum. And if you decide...
Now in this case, he's saying he's going to start this training program in terms of what he's looking to deliver tonight. And obviously he's doing that, but in addition, that if you're excited and you're enjoying this so far, then you're going to be engaged by Tony, you're agreeing with what he's saying, you're going to go through a demonstration shortly, as in the audience is, about mastering their emotions, etc. You're more likely to become enrolled in what Tony's saying and also what he's selling.
Come spend more time with me, I promise you in 3 days I'll get you to do it where it's who you live as. And that's not a selling point, it's just the truth. So let's experience.
In this case, where he's telling you what you get in terms of where you live at that level of emotional mastery, he reframes in this case it from being just a selling point to that's just who you'll be, so to speak, and that's just a fact. Again, rather than people inside their mind kind of going, this is a big sales process, he's just going, look, it's a fact, that's it, so many people have done it.
What I want you to do when I say now is I'm going to ask you to celebrate the way you would if you were a little kid who was out of control with celebration. Now kids don't need an excuse for this, by the way. You ever see a kid walk through the living room? They walk through the living room like this and then they go, woo!
Now, as you see Tony in a moment finish off that jump as a kid, you may be wondering, why does he doing this? Well, in part is Tony's going first and he's given the audience permission and showing them from a strategy point of view, demonstrating the strategy that he would like them to use, in this case to show full expression, and he'll go into quite detail, specifically telling them how he wants them to jump and what they want to do. In addition to that, he's going to set up an anchor and a propulsion to move away from not doing it fully engaged.
They walk on by for no reason whatsoever. How many have ever seen this? Come on, say aye. And by the way, isn't it cool? When I say now, I want us to shake the building. Now, here's the secret to celebration. Rule number 1, your feet must come off the floor. You got to get your feet off the ground, full tilt, because this makes you extend your body. Rule number 2, you got to...
Now, in this case, Tony's also given rational reasons why he wants you to jump off the floor and extend your body, so to speak. In this case, to be able to help you breathe better, and again, he's going to talk about using your voice so that you engage in neurology, etc. While each of these have their own merits of truth, again, it's giving the logical side of people's mind and any resistance they may have in the audience by setting up the frame. In this case, in NLP, we'd say inoculate against resistance by talking about the child. And again, helping you really connect back to when you were a child. You know, you had probably had a lot of fun, you didn't have a lot of pressures and all that other stuff, and helping you re-access that experience, but also giving you permission and the logical reasons why it's okay to, you know, celebrate like crazy.
Use full motion, use everything. Rule number 3, you must use your voice, because sound increases intensity of emotion. So when I say now, total celebration for just 20 seconds, where we want to shake the building like it's never been shaken before. Now, how many are up for this? Say aye. All those opposed? Motion's carried.
In this case, obviously, by engaging the audience, as Tony often does many times, and I've seen many personal development speakers mirror Tony in this, in going all in favour, say aye, and the audience responds by aye, is engaging the audience and bringing them in and keeping their attention focused front and centre on Tony and what he's communicating.
Shake the building, use your voice, use your body, and no woo stuff. Get your feet off the ground. Especially
in here, he's just taking the mickey, but in a good way, while building rapport or maintaining rapport. If you know, don't just do it in some kind of half-arsed, not really bothered kind of way, but actually really get into it. And again, trying to reduce any resistance, because in order for this to work effectively, he would need to make sure that any likely resistance will be reduced in the audience. On top of that, he's going to have to demonstrate himself when it kicks off that kind of energy and vitality, as you'll see.
You old people who think you're old mentally. All right? Take a look at the person next to you, challenge them, see if you can outdo them. And we'll count it up. 1, 2, 3, go! Now, could you condition yourself so that what used to piss you off now makes you feel strong or good? Could you do?
Here we go. In this case, he's just taking them through a powerful experience where they're jumping around, fully engaged in their neurology. One of the things, obviously, when somebody's jumping around, they're going to be hyperventilating when they come back down. Also, from a science point of view, we found in general hypnosis, the person will be more suggestible when they're panting, etc. Part of it is that there's less cognition going on in terms of questioning lots of things, and your focus, if you're really panting, etc., is going to be getting your breath back, etc. But what's interesting is the way that Tony automatically slapped his hand when he was saying about, in this case, asking the question and on about the focus. In terms of asking people, when you're in this kind of state, you know, could you feel amazing, could you feel great? And of course you're going to go, yes, you're feeling it. You've got your own internal reference point, which is in this case your feelings telling you what you're feeling, and that is very powerful because it's providing a convincer for the audience that actually what Tony's on about works.
Do that, yes or no?
Go again. What are we seeing here? Yes or no? And as we're going to leave Tony finish off saying what he's saying, you're going to see here again he's firing off that anchor very deliberately, no doubt, in terms of extraordinary life, going for it, wanting it. Remember, he stacked all those things around that particular hand movement expression.
You didn't have to think about it, but you automatically felt good consistently. Is that possible, yes or no? Could you condition yourself so the list of emotions you have right now was off your list and you had a big list of the emotions you wanted and your life felt so rich?
Again, in this case, Tony's using his body language to really amplify and also show you non-verbally the kind of life that he wants you to create, which is something very full, very rich, very big. From a submodality point of view, is going to be expanding, should I say, your visual images, and the intensity again is going to be engaging your own neurology to kind of go, you know, what's possible.
So happy, so fulfilled, no matter what happened. Is that possible, yes or no? But you got to condition yourself consistently for a period of time till it sticks and it becomes what we call anchored. Now get out of...
Now there we saw a moment ago, Tony was showing again, talking about doing it consistently as he moved his hand outward, which in this case it would have been, he moved his hand outward, going on about going for it again, and given that signal moving towards from a meta program point of view.
Hope and put yourself in a state of certainty. Stand away when you're certain. Breathe the way you breathe when you're certain. Put the look on your face.
Now we're going to cut to the third and final clip of the Tony Robbins session now. simply because he's about to go into the whole relaxation process, and again really amplifying the state in people.